Scroll that teleprompter up, please. Travis McMichael has been sentenced to life in prison on federal hate crime charges. He is one of 3 white men convicted of convicting 25-year-old Ahmaud Arbery, who is black. Let's go to a press conference.
I prayed for this day to actually get a chance to talk to Travis directly. I was more anxious to see was he going to address the parents of Ahmaud and also to the family of Ahmaud. And Travis chose not to even say that he was sorry. That's who he is. So it really showed the court, it showed the family, it showed everybody who's been saying just for Ahmaud what kind of people really took my son away.
What would you wanted him to say if he spoke? Sorry.
Just a simple I'm sorry. But evidently he wasn't sorry.
All right.
You should no remorse. This is beginning of the end of the era in the American South. A new day is emerging. What happened to those who killed Brown Taylor in Kentucky? What's happening now today, life plus 10 years. New South is emerging. I remember when the governor in the state ran with the axe hammer as a symbol. He killed like he was in his restaurant. You have the state savings running as governor. Very enlightened woman, humane, kills all people. You had Talmadge as a senator from the state. There have been segregation. You have Dr. Warnock running for senator. So as a New South emerging, I remember when Huntley Galtwins in the University of Georgia had to bring federal troops. Now there's recruiting blacks. So New South emerging. I want to thank God for this day. Makes a statement we must not deny. Also, the impact of our vote is making a big difference in the world today. So this same came, Jimmy Carter made the most decent president America's ever known. I see the breakthrough of the new day.
Number one, I just want to give all glory to God that justice has been pouring out at the mountain hard for Ahmaud because it's been a long journey for my family. The tragic way that he died. And then it was real rough for me and my family that faced these 3 murderers. It was hard to look at them every day as a father. And they showed no remorse for how they took his life. That's the thing that really bothered me real bad. And then they asked for mercy. They didn't give him no mercy that day. That February the 23rd, that sunny hot day that day, they did not give him no mercy. They didn't even give him a chance to finish his run. And you asking for mercy, and you asking for the court to send you somewhere where you can be laid back when we ain't gonna see Ahmaud no more. You ain't give him no chance to be laid back, because if you would, you'd let him run out that day. So we don't want no mercy for those Michael. They didn't give us none. They didn't give him none either.
No.
None at all. None. Check. All I seen was racial hate.
That's it.
That's all I seen. Racial hate. And I'm just so thanking God that God opened up the can of worms and let the world to see how what we live around. What we live around. People gotta get together and see what you live around. Know your neighbors. Know who you living next to. I'm telling you, don't be blind to the fact that you don't know who you living next to.
Amen.
You can be living to a racial hateful monster that will kill you.
Amen. Amen.
Know the facts. Know what's going on around you. All glory to God.
You better say it.
You said hatred. Unfounded fears.
All right, you can see there Ahmaud Arbery's father, along with the Reverend Jesse Jackson there at a press conference in Brunswick, Georgia. Let's bring in Dmitriy Shakhnevich now. He's a constitutional law professor at John Jay College of Criminal Justice here in New York City. So what's your reaction to the sentencing today, and is it in line with what you expected?
It is in line with what I expected, and this was a different case than the state case, right? Here, the federal prosecutors were tasked with proving that there was a racial animus behind these attacks. Again, entirely different from what the state prosecutors in Georgia had to prove, and I expected this verdict to come down, and I expected the sentence to be what it is, and here we are.
So we're talking about federal hate crimes. 3 defendants are already serving life sentences after being convicted in state court on a series of charges related to Arbery's killing. So why did Travis McMichael get sentenced to life in prison again?
Well, the double jeopardy clause allows for something called dual sovereignty, right? 2 different sovereigns can try the same case, and this wasn't precluded. And in many cases where the federal authorities feel there is a federal interest sufficient to relitigate this case, they undertake that responsibility, and they did that here.
So how did federal prosecutors make their case for the sentencing today?
Well, basically what happens is through the testimony and through the evidence, you create a storyline where racial animus is present, right? These charges are, again, different, but in some ways similar to the state charges, right? The only added factor is the racial animus factor, proving to a jury effectively that had Ahmaud Arbery been of a different race, this would not have happened.
So the defendants, including Travis, they had asked that they serve their sentence in a federal prison. Travis McMichael did not get that. He's going to be serving it in a state prison. But why would they ask for something like that?
There is an understanding that the federal system is more lenient towards prisoners than state systems are. And the argument for the defendants here was that this happened in Georgia, and this was so entrenched in the mindset of the population in Georgia that effectively the defendants would be endangered in a state prison, and the federal system wouldn't deprive the victims of seeing these defendants incarcerated. They would just provide for more safety, and that's why they argued for that.
All right, so we have heard the sentence for Travis McMichael, which is life in prison plus 10 years. We are waiting to hear the sentence of his father and his neighbor, all involved in Ahmaud Arbery's and convicted in Ahmaud Arbery's murder. Dmitriy Shakhnevich, thank you very much.
Thank you.
We'll be right back.